South African retailers are ripping you off, and it's because of where you live? Like any other business, these retailers position themselves differently to each other in the market, each satisfying a different tier of consumer. Retailers satisfying those consumer needs would then fall into those certain tiers. For example, Woolworths would fall in tier 1 and Boxer would fall in tier 3. Let's take a look at those two examples. The first being Woolworths. Woolworths is positioned at the top of the food chain with prices such as these, and these. Ask yourself, how can they possibly charge these prices and survive when we have retailers such as Boxer and ShopRite outpricing them in such a bad economic climate? The answer is simple. It's location.
Location.
With location comes the consumer type you're after. Believe it or not, but retailers are actually in the real estate game, and those with the best location and the right price will always win. Woolworths are after the upper end consumer, who are mainly looking for higher quality branded items and can for the most part afford to pay higher prices. Areas such as Constantia, Sandton and Umhlanga are rife with Woolworths stores because that's where their consumers lie. Contrast this with something like Boxer. Boxers are generally located next to townships, bus stations and taxi ranks. Why? Because they target the lower end consumer who typically doesn't have their own transport. So now that you know you're being ripped off based off where you live, how do we as consumers take advantage of this reality? Well, there's two ways. Number 1, go and shop in the lower end consumer areas. There are only so many places a retailer can open up a new store in South Africa, and thus tier 2 retailers like Spar and Pick n Pay start to venture further and further away from premium areas to reach more customers. In most often cases, you'll generally find lower prices for the exact same item in the lower end area while being in the exact same retailer. Number 2, look for franchises. A franchise is a type of license that grants a franchisee access to the business's proprietary business knowledge, processes, and trademarks, thus allowing the franchise to sell a product or service under the business name. An example of these stores would be either a Pick n Pay family or a Super Spar. These stores are typically run for the most part independently from these retailers for a fee, despite using their name and brand for consumer leverage. You'll often see a mismatch in prices between a franchise store and a head office store, and that's where the opportunity lies. Don't just take our word for it. Go out, explore. And don't forget to leave a comment if you found different prices. If you're looking for more video content like this, please like and subscribe. And as always, have a great day further.